Hello there, everyone. TheAndrata here, and welcome back to episode 45 of our Enigmatica 6 Expert Let's Play series, where today we are working on getting our pressurized assembly controller setup thing started, and then, talking about some cool stuff, villager trades, new improvements, and everything. So, let's get started. Welcome back to another wonderful day here in the world of TheAndrata and TheAndratalandia. Where today we're going to continue on with our PneumaticCraft progression. We're getting close to the end here. I want to point out, first off, this is why I did not want to use the ice temple as our magic area. All of that water, look at it, it's going crazy. It's melting, seasons are changing, I don't know, but the ice temple is melting itself away. Also, apparently, we have some villagers here who had trapped themselves in some trapdoors. That's what those are called. Fitting that they trapped themselves in trapped doors. I want to go ahead and pop over to our trading hall because, like I said, in between episodes, I did a little bit of work here. So what I did was set up a barrel up here with some soul gems that contain captured villagers. So we know that this guy is our compressed iron. He's selling the compressed iron. This guy has PCB blueprints. Nothing too crazy with this guy. We honestly probably don't even need him anymore because we got this guy who sells PCB blueprints as well. Capacitors, turbine blades, these pneumatic cylinders, which let me tell you, pneumatic cylinders, I don't know if we mentioned this last episode, they cost a lot of plastic. This is where a lot of plastic usage is coming from, as well as these cannon barrels, which is a bunch of reinforced brick walls, which I didn't notice. What is this? Oh, we can just have it auto assemble. Does that make two? Oh, actually that makes two auto assembling it. But we can buy them from this guy without having to worry about it. And he has printed circuit boards as well as missiles again. So I was like, okay, cool. We got this guy. I would like to get one with transistors. So I went ahead and swapped this guy out, which is where that other one came from. And lo and behold, got lucky. He gave us transistors and he also gave us printed circuit boards. So this guy, this guy's pretty pog. He gave us a discount of 1 emerald here, which is the 33. This guy's still cheaper without any discounts at all, but we'll take it. We're good to go here. I do need to expand our trading hall eventually. I still have our immersive engineering guys on our to-do list, but it is what it is. So what I want to do is go ahead and head home, and we're going to talk about some things I didn't. Actually, I don't even know why we're heading home. Oh, you know what? Let's check our Amazon. Let's see what sales we have going on today with Amazon. Program drill, PCB blueprints, our program drill laser, crude oil. Is this all the same stuff? It has been many nights. Pedestal magnet enchant. That's kind of cool. LV wire coil. I don't know why I said it like that. I'm looking for maybe one day we can get lucky and look, a zombie. Maybe get like what am I looking for? What is my mind looking for? Don't know. Can't remember what I was hoping I would get. Anyway, so I want to go ahead and point out some things that we have done, but before I do that, I want to grab my program thing, so that way we have this, because we're probably going to work on getting this thing fully set up this episode and be good to go. So let's pop over to our factory, right? So if we go upstairs into our PneumaticCraft area, which has slowly become mainly our PneumaticCraft area, you're going to notice I have a few changes going on up here. I did a little bit of rearranging, not really rearranging, but a little bit of organizing and stuff here. So first off, we have a lever on top of our compressor here, so I can turn it on and off now. I moved our etching tank to the front, and then I added a logistic pipe to the back so it can pull out the completed PCBs into our etching tank, and then this thing can process them as needed. Though we kind of don't need these anymore because we can buy it, but hey, we have it set up. I went ahead and added I found these things in JEI called a regulator. I think I saw it on the Discord, or maybe it was in a comment. I can't remember. But somebody had mentioned regulators for PneumaticCraft. And I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. Fairly simple, or fairly cheap, 2 safety tubes and a pressure tube and a safety tube module, just that pressure gauge there. And we added on. I will point out that adding them on is a bit funky, the way that you have to add it. So I just broke all of these, put a single pipe got it oriented in the way that it needs to be, because you need the narrow side to be facing where you want it to be regulated, and the open side, the big side, to your source of pressure. And basically, the way that this works is when it receives a redstone signal, it will cut off pressure out of this narrow side. So we'll build up pressure here, but it basically acts as a valve and will shut off pressure here. And if we give in it, it's all dependent on the redstone signal given. If we look here, no signal, it allows 4.9 bar through, and a full signal will allow 0 bar through. And then depending on how much redstone, so if you give it 2, that'll allow, so on, some number and everything. The key word here, though, for us over in our other area is an advanced PCB, and I'll show you what that means. But we can upgrade the module with an advanced PCB. For this, I just wanted to be able to shut off pressure to our vortex tube when needed. So I just have a piece of smooth stone here with a lever. So when I turn this on, if I can get up there, what it's going to do is stop allowing pressure to come through here. So you're going to see this is going to drop down, but we're staying at 2.2 here, but this is dropping down. All the pressure is draining out of here. It has closed this valve so that we can no longer, get pressure through. So cool. I like it. Okay, so that allows us to limit this, which allows us to limit our refinery controller and our heat frame. So that way I don't have to have that broken pipe down there. I can just turn it on and off as needed, and then that way we're not burning through all our fuel. And then I need to build up pressure back up in here. We can go ahead and kick this on and then let that pressure build up. So we have that going for us. It was also mentioned in the comments that I can stack fluid tanks or mechanism, and if I smack them with our morphing tool, they will drain to the bottom. Did not know that. So this guy is now set to fill from here and then keep our crude oil filled up. So what I did over here is rearranged a little bit. I went ahead and made another liquid compressor. Not too difficult to do. If you remember when we made our first one, the biggest challenge is making these hardened integral components, but it's really not that terrible, especially since we have the PCBs and stuff now. It's really just this stuff. We have extra advanced PCBs in our system because we got them as quest rewards. But what I did down here is set up another one of those regulator modules. And this one I went ahead and put an advanced PCB on. And with that, I now have access, because I'm shifted, I'm crouched, and so it's cycling through. There we go. It allows me to have a configuration of how much pressure, what I want my threshold pressure to be, which is how much pressure is allowed to be on this side, I believe. Before it regulates the pressure. So at 2.1, once this hits 2.1, this valve should close and then shouldn't allow it. However, I can't get it to work. So I may be misunderstanding how this is supposed to work. But if I put a redstone signal here, I've put a blocker redstone or whatever, because this would be something I would always want, because these guys only require 2 bars of pressure to do their operation here, to convert like the kerosene over to gasoline. Only requires 2. So I don't want these to sit at 5 bars of pressure. There's no need for it. Plus, we could end up, we're not going to end up exploding our system or anything, but it's just unnecessary. So I wanted to limit this to only 2 bars. So that way these things always stay at 2 bars, but it doesn't want to work. I don't know. Maybe I'm setting it up wrong. If anybody knows in the comments, let me know. But when I run a redstone signal and I turn this thing on like so, it doesn't do what I expect it to do. It doesn't limit the pressure, unless because the pressure is already over 3 on that side. I don't know. I don't know. And then I went ahead and set up our fuel wood heater. I moved it over here to the back side so I can get the heat pipe set up here. And then I added blaze mesh, which is just blaze rods. And remember, we have a blaze B, so it's super easy to make. So we have a couple of these. These things last forever. So if I kick on our hopper and allow this to go into there, it lasts like, what is that, 1200 ticks, and it gets hot. It allows these things to get up to like 900 degrees overall, is where the highest I've seen it go. So pretty cool. And then we have our, molten plastic sitting over here. And then I've just been bucketing over to this manually. I went and grabbed, more buckets so that I can boop, 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 back and forth. Eventually I want to set this up to be automated with, I don't know, is there like a fluid placer? Maybe we can just do it in the world. Like, a reservoir. No. Fluid placer. Industrial foregoing resource production. Propeller, that looks pretty easy. Fluid pipes, a common black hole tank. Actually, this is pretty easy. This would work. We could have a fluid placer and we don't need a fluid collector. So if we were to just set this placer down, pipe into it, we could have it go into the world, and then a factory hopper could pick up our plastic for us, because this has the chance to double our plastic every once in a while. But we're going to get to the point where we don't need, I guess, that much, to the point where I need to actually worry about doubling it, because we don't always end up getting double anyway. So but yeah, look at these. We're already sitting at 500 degrees. The blaze mesh, definitely the way to go here. And I don't think I accidentally let 2 in there. I probably should change this from a lever to a pulse, so that way it only lets 1 in at a time. Probably a beneficial idea. Let's actually just do that. Take this out, put this there. You know what? No, I forgot. Yeah. Duh. Because the lever needs to stay turned on. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, because the lever has to remain on to shut this off. It's not off by default. Duh. There's a way I could probably do it, I'm sure, but I don't feel like figuring it out. Anyway, so with all of that being said, we have redstone dust in here to turn our diesel into lubricant, and then we have kerosene into gasoline, and then we have gasoline into LPG. I tried to see if we could dispense. So this is a dispenser upgrade. Remember, we got these as a quest reward, and it says right-click any block to set eject direction, which I did, and now I realize that this is set up wrong. This says south, so maybe this would work. No. Now that says eject to up. See, it's weird. The way that this is configured is weird. See, now that's saying south. I need to do it to this side of a block. There we go. West. Okay, maybe now this will work. Oh, that does. Okay. Wait, where did it all go, though? You guys saw that, right? It ejected, but where did it go? That's not the west. Oh my goodness. My goodness gracious. I want it to go this way, okay? East. I should have read which direction it was saying it was going. To the east. Go over here, please. Thank you. Goodness gracious. Now I need to get my 16 buckets and take all this out. Oh, and it's going to take my lubricant out first. And then I need to move this over. And... ugh. Come on. Oh my goodness, this thing got all funky. Oh, and there's LPG now. Great. Great. We got all kinds of messed up here. And that's what happens when TheAndrata doesn't pay attention to what he's clicking on. Okay, so we need to get... because you're supposed to be lubricant. Gasoline, go into here. Got to make sure I click on the input side of this. And please don't end up having like 300 millibuckets or something in here for whatever reason. Okay, so then, well, we have the lubricant. There's not much I'm going to be able to do about that. We're going to need the lubricant buckets anyway. And actually, do we need... I need to actually do this. So, you know what? Having the lubricant on hand is actually going to be beneficial, because I'll be able to put it into the proper slot, because we need to make that drill. As you saw on my to-do list, there's a drill on our to-do list, and it requires 8 buckets of lubricant to be able to craft it. So let's go ahead and do this. This is a pain, though. And then we'll be ready to craft everything. Because I went ahead and pre-prepped a lot of stuff. Okay, just got to get that done. Okay, let's get buckets out of my hand so I don't accidentally flub something up again. But now I know that does work. Okay, so we can dispense to our right, so I don't need to worry about setting up anything for this. Eventually, I want to get XNet to be able to manage all this, but having this is nice, and that'll get us some LPG. Because I have this guy running off of LPG, and then eventually this dude's going to run off LPG too when he runs out. Okay, let's go home. We got work to do. So, in between episodes, I went ahead and I made us a bunch of things, except for this diamond block that we're going to need. So I went ahead and made all of the components, the crafting components for all of these pieces here. So like, for example, the assembly platform requires this stuff. So I bought I bought like 16 of these pneumatic cylinders, which ended up working out perfectly. So we have that for us. Our IO units is this with the pneumatic dynamo. The export is the same thing, just reversed. Our drill is going to require a diamond drill bit. And then our laser is going to require a energizing rod, which I have bookmarked here. So now that we have the ability to craft the diamond drill bit, so that's good. We just got to get up to 500 degrees, as we have seen. It's fairly easy to do. So now all we got to do is make this energizing rod basic, which is going to be where we're at now. And I meant to grab extra components and everything, but that's okay. So what do we need for this? We need 4 of these. So we're going to need 4 pieces of plastic. And let's just get like 16. We're just going to make extra. We know we're going to need these basic capacitors when we get into POWA anyway. So we're going to make 16 total of these, which are going to make 32 basic capacitors. So we're going to need 16 aluminum plates and then some dielectric paste. And actually, we have to run this through 4 times. So we're going to need 64 aluminum plates. I have 24, so let's just grab a stack and do that. And then I think it was signalum. Luckily, I have some available because of our nice, beautiful, lovely bees that we have. Yeah, signalum plates, so we're going to want to do these as well. So we need to go ahead and, do the whole Adams family thing here. Let's go ahead and grab our... Oh, what? Where? Excuse me? Where's our upgrades? I used to have an upgrade in the induction smelter, did I not? Oh, it's already in here. Oh, okay. I was like, what the heck? Where did that go? Okay, so we're going to let this do its thing, and then I need to go ahead and get, what else did we need? We need more dielectric paste. So I'm going to go ahead, we're going to mix this. I'm going to have to make another blaze cake, lovely. And we're going to get a bunch of this dielectric paste. I'm just going to make as much of that as I can. So bear with me, we'll be back. I'll have dielectric paste, and we will get going. Okay, we should have everything we need now. I went ahead and made a couple extra blaze cake bases and blaze cakes because, the philosophy, if you need it once, you're going to need it again. So we have them going. I have everything ready to go here. Just need to feed our blaze and superheat it. And that should get us going with our, what are these things that I'm even making right now? Dielectric paste? Yeah, dielectric paste. And I thought I added sand, silicon, tar. Come on, before he decides to shut off. I wanted to make a bunch of this stuff. I thought I added all that I could, but apparently not. Or I was too fast on my clicks and the hopper hadn't picked up yet. Okay. Do the thing. Hurry up before this thing runs out. Okay, can you quit that, please? Cook it up. Do it again. The problem is the dielectric paste keeps going in there or something. I don't know what's going on. Why won't this craft? Yeah, that should be fine. Right? 2, 3, 2. And now our heat is gone, so whatever. All right, well, I got a stack and a half. It is what it is. We'll take it. So that's that. So now we just need to make our energizing rods, which is our basic capacitors. So we are good to go. And our basic capacitors are going to be made in here. And you're going to notice I have a new addition to our assembly line here. I keep hitting the wrong button because these basic capacitors require you to deploy, compact, and then run that through 4 times. So that's, well, what we're going to do here. So I need to get the stuff. Where did my plates go? Ah, my signalum was still crushing up. So it was aluminum plate. It's aluminum plate, dielectric, signalum. So this, and then those. Okay, so then our extra dielectric can go away. And all this stuff can go away. We have our block of diamond. We have that going. We can go ahead and put this away. Everything's good to go here. Okay, let's go get this done. It should be pretty quick because of our super sped up process going on here. Just going to have to give this, you know, a little bit of a waking. So we should be good to go. If I turn this off, and we give you the aluminum, you the dielectric, and you the signalum, and turn those off, but everything on and you off, that should be okay. So if I do this, crush, crush, fling, crush, crush, fling, then eventually it's going to loop through. I can go ahead and actually grab this, and we're doing, what are those called? Capacitor large. Yeah, there we go. Okay, what happened? Where's all of our stuff? Oh, it ended up in here. Incomplete. Because I had the filter off of there, so it wasn't filtering out nothing. There we go. Now it'll all show up in there after it runs through for the next 2 times or whatever it ends up needing to do. Oh, now they're in sync. Boop, 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 boop. Then we can just turn these guys off. We're going to have them on an off state by default. That way we don't have to worry about it. And now look at that. We got 32 basic capacitors. I like it. We got it. And we completed a task for an assembly laser. We are here, which requires the assembly controller. That's where we're at. Let's see what other quest did we get. Maybe it'll give us just an assembly controller right off the bat. Oh, the regulator tube gave me a quest reward. Didn't know. And reinforced brick tiles. Nice. Okay. So with that being done, we can now craft the rest of this stuff, and then we will be able to get our, well, thing going. So tell me I have everything. No, probably should have made all this stuff in between, but that's okay. We have copper wire. So let's go ahead and grab, I don't know, another set. Is that enough for one of these? Yeah, that's enough for one of these. Okay, copper coil block. And then a Tesla coil. 2 more copper coil blocks. Figures we don't have enough wire. We will now. There we go. Okay, that's that. And HV capacitors. Oh, I don't think I've made these before yet. I know it requires an MV capacitor, which requires an LV capacitor, which requires a fluid tank filled with etching acid. I specifically need a bucket of etching acid. This jerk recipe here. Okie dokie. Well, all right. It looks like we're probably not going to be getting to this today. Let's go ahead and get everything else we're going to need. So we need fluid cells. Luckily, I have the ingredients for that. So we should probably have everything except for the bucket of etching acid. And what was that etching acid again? It was spider eyes. What don't I have? Spider eyes. Yep. That's the way that the cookie crumbles for the TheAndrata. I just need one of these. You know what? I am going to rob Peter to pay Paul here. We're going to take our etching acid out of our etching thing because we really don't need it anymore, to be honest. We can buy our circuits. So I'm going to go ahead and whoop, take that, and then we don't got to worry about it. Let's put that in there so then I can do this. Okay, so there's the LV capacitor. I meant to put that in my inventory in case it was a... look at all those capacitors we have. It's not a quest reward, though, so it doesn't matter. And an MV is going to require just a block of electrum. Should be able to make that happen. What the heck is this recipe? Okay. Oh, and that requires 2 LV capacitors. You're killing me here, Smalls. Good thing it's nighttime and I see some spiders on our map. Goodness gracious, let me get some spider eyes. It's gonna suck if I don't get spider eyes. And I didn't. All right. Well, looks like we're going to be doing a little bit of enemy killing off camera, but we're going to wrap up the episode here, I guess. And then I'm going to have to work on making this stuff in between. So I didn't realize I was going to take that. So that's going to be the end of today's episode. Next episode, we'll go ahead and get our assembly line, our assembler set up with PneumaticCraft. I'm excited for it. It's always one of the best parts because it unlocks a lot of stuff in PneumaticCraft. So, yeah. And it unlocks a lot of other stuff in the pack because this is an expert pack and it requires the assembly for a lot of things. If you enjoyed today's episode, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate it, and it really does help out the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.